What is happening out there, everybody? JT, excuse me, in the studio. Studio 10-4 live happening here in the great big wide Pacific Northwest. And it is another edition of the weekly update. Thanks for joining me, everybody, tuning in so far. And I know we got a bunch more folks that are going to be coming along here, but got a great show for you. Going to be talking to Randy Cole of NHRDA. That's the National Hot Rod Diesel Association, if you didn't know that. And he's helping to bring this show here to you today, as well as Mr. Rod Pickett himself, Rod Pickett, Pickett Custom Trucks, who's the other side of the diesels in the desert that's going to be going on this weekend. And that's happening down in Chandler, Arizona, everybody. If you don't know about it, I don't know where you've been, but yeah, man, it's happening. It is happening. And Randy's going to share with us what's going on and what it's looking like down there. And we got him live waiting in the green room. So registration is still open. You guys want to get into this show. And I know how some of you guys are, not all of you, but some of you wait till the last minute. And that's cool, because this show, there happens to be the availability to still register and get in. But don't wait too long, because I don't know. It could happen during the show. It could happen after the show. I don't know, but it could sell out and there might not be any room for you in your truck to get down there. So get on, get it taken care of, get registered, and get there. And by the way, I'm kind of going retro today because I felt like it. And I got my TFK shirt on and my TFK hat. These hats and they're a trip, man. They're old school hat, a different look, right? Most days now we got the big fuller, top and flat brim, man. This is the old deal here. So cool to have the TFK Trucking for Kids hat on and celebrate Trucking for Kids too, because that's coming up pretty quick. So what's been going on, man? First of all, shout out to the big game last night. And I'll just say that I don't know how you score that one, but I'm going to just say 1-0. A lot of things that I could go into about it. I'm not going to, and you know what I'm talking about. But my hat's off to all of the Americans that showed up last night that were honored and that were put in the spotlight for either their heroic things that they've done in this world that we live in, or the sufferings that they've gone through in this world we live in. And I want to say my heart goes out to those that are suffering and have suffered and will probably never get past what happened to them in this world that brought them to where they were last night in front of the American public and the country, and God bless them, and may there be comfort in their lives where needed, and celebration otherwise for those that were there to celebrate a moment. Brandon Chase, what's going on, buddy? I see you in there. Dougie, what's happening? Burrito Dougie at Taco Tuesday, and I don't know what else you doing, man. You're just like all over the place, buddy. John Jaikes, what's going on? John, good to have you in the show as always. Kim, and which brings up an interesting point, because the other part of the show, before I get too far into this all, we have Ree-koh and I'm going to say Gravean, if I pronounced it right. Give me a thumbs up, Ree-koh. I did. Hey, all right, good deal. I used to pride myself on that, man, because I was living in a community with so many people from so many different countries. When I lived in Folsom, one of the biggest, if not the biggest employer in Folsom, California is Intel. And you can imagine the different, varieties of people that came into that country. So anyway, I did real well back then, and glad to know I can still do it. Ree-koh is part of, oh man, I forgot to take something off that promo. Oh well. Throwback Thursday, early Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. But listen, Ree-koh's story is in this month's edition, and Kim and John Jaikes put that together for us to check out. Go to the magazine, whether you want to check out the digital version or you want to check out the online version online at our website, 10-4magazine.com, or your magazine if you subscribe, or you went to the truck stop and picked one up, or Chrome Shop, wherever it is you got yourself one. And I got some stuff I want to talk about after we get done with Randy and Ree-koh that's going to be directed specifically at some different magazine things that are coming up. So we'll talk about that. So stick around, don't go anywhere. Right now, from NHRDA and Diesels in the Desert, we got this. What's not to like about all that? Randy Cole, NHRDA, what is going on, buddy?
Just waiting for you to get down here.
Hey, man, you know what's funny?
You're in Oregon. You're supposed to be in Arizona.
I'm going through all the crap I got to go through to get the hell out of here, right? And I'm looking at stuff on my monitor, and I went, oh crap, I got to check in, don't I? So
right.
at like 2:25 or whatever it was this afternoon, I had to go through the whole process. And listen, I got a quick story. I had a bad experience with the airline in question, and I dumped them all together, got rid of their app, blah, blah. I got rid of everything. I was so pissed off at them. So I had to re-sign up with all that and go anyway. So we're good. We're all good. In fact, it was really, I gotta say, I was impressed. So now I'll name them that American Airlines has streamlined their app, and it was boom, boom, done. I was checked in. That was it. I mean, really, 2 screens done. So,
well, we'll see if it works. Since I booked your flight, I got the confirmation email, and I said, yes, this passenger's a crew member. He brings a knife, a gun, and drugs to every event. So please take care of him.
Most of the drugs are already in me. Whatever is not is prescription, so that's legal. The rest of it, they're on their own to figure out. You know, it's funny. I looked on their list of, do's, don'ts, and all that, and I thought I was being sneaky, bringing my cigars and my lighters and everything, and stashing the lighters, in my camera gear bags and stuff.
Right.
You can do that. They don't care. So I thought I was like, no, I'm not getting over on anybody. That's how they want you to do it. Now I'm thinking to myself, do they realize I'm carrying a torch? I mean, it's for cigars, not cigarettes, man. So yeah, you could probably weld with that one of the ones I got. Anyway, let's talk Diesels in the Desert, man. What's happening?
It's happening here at Chandler, Arizona this weekend. We rolled in from Washington yesterday, I think it was. Drove through snow, hail, sleet, you name it.
Oh, what a guy.
We stopped by Rod Pickett's shop there. I mean, I've known Rod since we grew up across the farm field back in Marysville, Washington. And all I saw was 2 feet under a truck and don't bother me. So I took a couple pictures, but that shop is full of, they've got a lot of shit moving over there.
Are you sure those were really his legs and feet and not just something on a creeper?
Right. Yes, exactly. Right. So, no, registration is still open. I think we're just at 200 registrations. We have room for 250. I'll let you know right now, the guys that want to be last minute, tomorrow registration closes. You can come to the front gate, but when you come to the front gate, they are then going to charge you $40 admission, $25 parking, and then $100 on top of that. So if you go online, you purchase $100 registration, that gets you admission, parking, and everything. So if you want to donate an extra $65, then wait and do it on Friday.
Well, I think that's okay. That's more beer money for us, right?
Right.
Well, right. So the idea is to get pre-registered, get registered before midnight tonight, basically, is what you're saying, right?
That's what we hope, because then again, once you do that, your name, your company, your vehicle, your year, make, and model, that gets printed out on this nice little card. So when the judges go to judge, it's all done, right? If you show up Friday, now you're relying on me or Rod to take a Sharpie and your name's going to come out, whatever it is, right? So, but
Well,
yes, this weekend's everything. We've got the Big Rig Light Show is on Friday night. We've got drag race qualifying Friday night. The dyno's going on Friday night. Camping sold out, I hate to say. So if you guys didn't do it, we have 150 campsites or everything's sold out. Some of the guys claim they're going to sleep in their sleeper. So whatever.
You know what, Randy? That to me is freaking awesome, dude. That means there's some love going on down in Chandler this weekend.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Well, they don't get to see that stuff down here, right? That's everywhere I went. I was on Channel 12 News yesterday. I was on Fox today, and they don't get to see this kind of stuff here in Arizona. So I know trucking for kids in California, right? It's not a big deal. Down here, it's a big deal. So it's
I mean, I don't. Yeah, the wording might be not quite. I know what you mean, but yeah, no, trucking for kids is a big deal, especially this year because we're going to be at a new facility. Since Irwindale's done, we're up in Famoso in McFarland, California, right next to Bakersfield, and it is a beautiful property. So I can't wait to see Firebird because I've never been there, and see what the deal is down there. That place looks pretty freaking awesome from what I can see.
It's a pretty big facility.
Yeah, and you got a lake there for boat racing too, right?
Well, that's all shut down now, but yes, the lake's over there. It's half dry since since Lucas Oil is pulled out. The lake is. It says lakeside camping. It's more of a pond camping right now.
Well, okay. Or depending on how many adult beverages, it could be skinny dipping in the middle of the night too. You never know.
I don't know if I'd want to go in that lake. It's right. It's. I don't even see frogs over in that water, so I'm not
okay.
Sure
So it's probably not doable. All right. Well, we got the schedule of events here, and if anybody wants to see this, and they got a couple of choices here, you can go to NHRDA on Facebook, check it out. Be sure and like them when you go there, and you got the whole posted schedule of events plus a lot of other cool stuff on there as well. And as Randy said, we've got from the beginning of the day, 10 a.m. gates are open for competitors and vendors, and then on Friday night, and then Friday night, the Big Rig Like Show, and we'll be down there. I will be down there live streaming that. That'll be live streamed to the 10-4 Facebook and YouTube channels, as well as all kinds of programming throughout the day from the show as trucks come in, get parked, get set up. We'll be meeting with and talking to different people. Of course, we'll be hitting up Rod Pickett and talking to Rod. And then again on Saturday, there'll be programming all day on Saturday as well. So hope to hit up the burnout contest. Now, tell us about the burnout contest because I don't know if I'm clear on that. What's that going to be like this time?
It's they call it Australian style. So it's 150 feet by 150 feet, Jersey barriers all around it. You can actually, on the Facebook page, I did post links to how to do it, right? So you get 90 seconds. It's judged on how much smoke. You have to be moving the entire time. So basically it's drifting in diesel trucks.
Okay.
Right. So tires have to be rolling. You got to have white smoke and black smoke rolling the whole time.
Okay.
If you stop, you get deduction on points, right? If you whatever, it's a first time for us doing this. I'm a drag racer at heart. I'm running the drag strip, but these younger crowds, this is a new thing. So yeah, it's a new part of the circus we're bringing with NHRDA. So
yeah, we've experienced it at different other shows that have the same. They basically build a K-rail pit and throw the truck in there and they go for it until the wheels fall off, pretty much,
Sure.
And I gotta go back a little time warp here to when we first met, which was in Sacramento, California, and you had reached out to me to help you with your event there, and I'm on the start line at the drag strip there in Sacramento, and you did the burnout contest at the start line.
Right.
That contest ruined my hat, my shirt, everything, dude. I was scraping rubber off of everything.
Right. And back then, yes, it was just you had to be static, right? You couldn't move. So you had to have enough horsepower to have your front brakes locked up, but blow through your rear brakes and do the biggest burnout you can. Now it's more of a driver skill, right? You're sliding around and moving the whole time. So it's I gotta admit, I'm interested in it too. This is our first time doing it as an organization. I've seen it before, but this is our first time. So be exciting. So
I know it will. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Drag racing. I know Oscar Velasquez is going to be down here.
Oscar right here, man. Oscar chimed in already, and I know I threw that up there, but there he is right there. Race truck's ready, and we're leaving Friday morning.
Yep, he's a 2023 world champion. I don't think Lucas One's making it. Some of the other guys, right? Moving it from April to March, I didn't realize the drag racers, right? Everybody's tore down, so some aren't going to be here. I know Ricky Fenwick is coming out of Texas. He's the 2024 world and national champion. So, yeah, you got some big names. And looking at the show and shine, I've seen registrations from all the way out in Florida to Washington. So we got trucks from all over the place. So that's one thing cool about you guys. You can get a load, right? That was Ricky Fenwick. He's like, I just got a load. I'll be racing in Arizona. I'm going to drop it off in Phoenix and be racing on Friday. So
I can't tell you how many times I pulled into a truck show loaded.
Right.
It's just, right. You know, you do what you can. I mean, the way I looked at it is, boy, I want to go to a truck show. I want to have fun. Got to pay to go to the truck show in more ways than one. Hey, I got a poem going. Didn't even know it. But at the same time, you know, if you can make a buck and win with luck, you're on the right road to paradise. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, no, it's true. If you can make money, get paid, and have fun, what a way to go. What a way to do it.
I just had a wife just called, and I think they're in Tucson, and Facebook just hit her, and she realized they're not unloading till Monday. So she said, hey, if we buy a registration, can we bring our load in, park in the show and shine, sleep in our sleeper? I'm like, you sure can. She goes,
why not?
Yeah, she goes, because right now NASCAR's here this weekend, so a motel room, you saw those, right? This $300 or something. She goes, $100 and I can sleep in a show and shine. We're in. Oh,
exactly. Well, one more thing I want to cover. We got a dyno contest going on. Is that for everybody? Big rigs, pickup, four-wheel, or what is that?
Yeah, they can't fit big rigs, too wide, so it's pickups.
Okay.
So, all right. Show and shine, drag racing, big rig, light show, all that. On the dyno, it's pickups only, but I mean, we've got some trucks that make over 3,000 horsepower that are coming down to dyno. So, not bad of a little 5.9 Cummins making 3,000 horsepower.
Yeah, no, my 5.9 is not doing anything near that, but it's up above what it came with, so I'm happy about that. I got to mention one more thing too about the burnout contest. I'll never forget, and it was more than one guy. Those dudes, when I say they were doing a burnout contest until the wheels fell off, there was a couple of those guys that they had to put the trucks out, the wheels, the hubs, everything melting down on the start line while we're there. While these guys are doing this stuff. So it's crazy, man. I'll tell you.
Right.
Probably better that they're moving around doing the drift kind of thing, you know?
Right. I probably should just mention really quick. So Pickett Custom Trucks, I know we have best combo, best bobtail, best antique combo, best antique bobtail, construction, but we have a bunch of subcategories now, Rod. I think we have 43 trophies, not as much as trucking for kids. I mean, I saw you guys, you bring a whole semi just to bring your trophies in, but
no. Actually, you know, that was the old trucking for kids.
Oh,
that was before us. When we took it, we streamlined it. We made it, it's basically a spectator and participants choice kind of thing. And we've narrowed it down. Yeah. You're right, though. It was like that before, and they did need that trailer to bring all those trophies.
Right. Well, subcategories, we have best engine, best interior, best stereo. But that is, so your $100 gets you into a category, right? But if you want to enter into best engine, best stereo, any of those subcategories, all you guys are going to get in. We're going to get you parked. You're going to go over to Rod's tiny little coach that you can barely even see, right?
Yeah, that little itty bitty thing. Yeah.
Right. So go over to Rod's coach. From there, you're going to get your competition number. And if you want to add on any of these extra classes, you can do it then. So just want to throw that in.
Yeah, itty bitty coach, no doubt.
Right.
All right. Well, listen, I got our guy Ree-koh in the wings waiting. You'll be seeing me either tomorrow or Friday whenever we connect. And then we'll go from there. And hopefully, man, I can I can eat, because right now I'm telling you, it's man, somebody's sending me 5,000 pictures here all of a sudden. Oh my, it's Miss Julia. I bet I can't share those. I hope I can't share those online. Anyway, man, okay. So I will see you Friday, and I will be there sometime Friday morning. Probably the best thing I could say, but
get your tickets at NHRDA.com. Get your tickets online. You can buy them at the gate, but you're going to pay more and wait.
I need to get me a hat, brother.
You got hats. We got shirts. We got our new Patriot shirts.
I like that. Yeah, that's cool too. Right on. Yeah, I need to get geared up, man. I need to get geared up. All right. We'll look forward to seeing you. Have a safe time tonight.
And, good luck with TSA after I warned them about your guns and your knives. So,
you know what? They know me.
All right. See you, John.
Take it easy, Randy. All right, buddy. All right. Randy Cole there, NHRDA. And of course, again, this weekend's going to be a blast. And hey, Brandon, sorry about that, buddy. I missed your note there, but trust me, Randy will give you a shout out, I'm sure, at some point somewhere. But listen, I'm giving you a shout out, so that's all that matters. I want to bring in Ree-koh, and I want to get him on the screen with us. Ree-koh, how you doing, my friend?
Good, sir. Good.
Good to have you on the show, buddy.
Thank you for having me. This is an honor for me.
Absolutely. After I was briefed, enough people came to me. I mean, they're just like, everybody's going, yeah, man, you remember Ree-koh? And I'm not sure if I do. And then they mentioned your truck, that blue FLD Freightliner. I'm like, yep, now I remember that guy. Yep. I remember the truck, more than I did anything. But because I don't think I don't think we've spoke. In fact, I know we haven't. So until we spoke yesterday and talked on the phone. But quite a story. Yeah. And for those that don't know, I want to show you all real quick. So right on the homepage on the website, this is kind of like the fun way to get to it. There he is right there, An American Journey by John and Kim Jaikes, our resident contributors. And there's your story, man. And it starts out right here. But I want to talk to you first a little bit before we go into the photos and everything. And I'll give people kind of the condensed version here, and then you can kind of elaborate on stuff. But come to this country from Cuba. A year later, you're qualified for citizenship and get your American citizenship, correct?
No, you came after a year. You applied for a green card.
Oh,
and 5 years and 1 day you apply for U.S. citizenship.
Ah, okay. So our 5 years and 1 day, are we there?
Yep.
All right, good deal. And the story, really starts in the back of when you were in Cuba and what it was like there. So I want you to tell that story, and I want you to know, I have family. I have a brother-in-law that is Cuban and from Cuba. And I do know some of your history is very parallel and similar to his and his family, who all came to the United States. So please, Ree-koh, tell us about it.
I grew up on a small town, like farm town. Both of my grandpa, they were farmers. So I kind of grew up between farming and trucking because my dad was a truck driver before I born. So it was everything going together at the same time. Trucking, helping my dad. I'd say helping because I was doing much, but being around him, that was my kind of helping my dad on a truck.
Right.
And, I learned how you raise pig, chicken, how be creative, how be saving because you don't know what tomorrow brings.
Right.
So I had to say that I never went to bed hungry, but some nights I want an ice cream and we never have it. My grandma used to make homemade ice cream.
Oh.
So it was tough. It's a tough, but like I say, tough time made tough people.
Absolutely. Well, there's a lot of value in how you grew up versus how some others may have, and I got to say that I appreciate it, and I think that some of today's kids could probably learn a bit from that. By the way, do you have a family here now?
Cousin, uncles, everybody down in Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Orlando. No wife, no children.
No wife, no kid. No, not yet.
Okay, all right, buddy. We'll be watching.
Yep. You never know.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little more about life in Cuba. So at some point, I mean, we'll do the condensed version, but at some point, you're going through to the point where you've kind of decided to make a choice and make a change, right?
Yes. So because the lack of everything that you got down there, you have to learn how be creative, how be doing things on your own. That's what kind of over time made me thinking it's no future, it's no future. I was pushing to get my first bicycle, my moped, my tractor, but I didn't see any future. And with the influence with my uncles and my cousin, they was up here already. So I kind of started saying that it's another way to live in. The United States would be a better life for me. So me and a couple of buddies of mine, we take that decision and say we're gonna risk our life and we're gonna hope to get a better future, and that's what we did.
Right.
So when you take that decision, like I said, you live free or you die. That's the only two choices that you got. So it's a one in a lifetime decision. It will change your life. You can
You
end
didn't
it
just
dead or you can end it free.
and this once you made the decision to go to America, it didn't happen first try either. I
No, the
understand
first
it
one,
it
the
took a
first one
shot.
broke.
Yeah.
The first raft that we built, we welded the tank, and when the wave started putting pressure on the tank, it wasn't able to flex. So at what point it started breaking the weld and started breaking the tank. So the water gonna start getting into it. So we lose the first one. We was are gonna say we're still seeing the light. So we was offshore. I'm gonna say like maybe 8, 10 miles or something. So we was able to save two tank and holding to it, we swim back to shore. So the
So just
second one we banding, we put bands around both it, so it was flexible.
just so people know, if you haven't read the story yet, and I encourage everybody to go over and read it, whether it's in the magazine that you get, or if you're online and however you get your 10-4, uh, they made two rafts, and the second one worked, and they finally got onto the shore of America in Florida, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's where the American dream and journey started. So let's talk about that a little bit. You got to America. Here you wash up on shore. Then what?
Yeah, so you wait for the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard grabs you. They get you to the detention point, kind of. So they process you, your legal name, if you do documentation, if you bring your ID or something like that. So that's when you start your life here. So they give you an ID. I mean, sorry, they give you a parole. They give you a number, an alien number. So that's the number they're going to be holding to it to do all your paperwork.
And this
So
was
then from
and this was back in 2007, right?
seven, yeah, from
Yeah.
1960 to the last day of Obama, Cuban, we I don't know how to say it exactly. We accomplished to the law or rule, call it dry fee, wet fee. If they catch me on the sea, they send me back to Cuba. If I touch U.S. land, you free. That's the law that allow me to be here in the United States legal.
Interesting. Um, and is that what's the rules now? I mean, obviously there's been a lot of changes probably since then. So
Yes,
we're in a circumstance now where it's basically you either come through legally or you don't get in at all, right?
you don't get into it. Yes, yeah, that law is already canceled, so we don't know. You're not allowed to use that one anymore.
Good. Well, we needed to do something, and it is what it is now, and it had to happen. I mean, different time then versus now,
Yes,
and obviously, Ree-koh, you're a different guy than a lot of these people that have come in now. So, um, you came in out of Cuba, you did things the way you had to, the only way you could. You got here, and immediately, and this is part of the story where I think people need to be aware is that the Coast Guard and all of the authority, they put basically you in the system. You're on probation for a year,
yes,
and then after that, you can apply for a green card if you don't get in any trouble or do anything bad, and get your green card and be a legal immigrant, right?
yes, sir. That's how it
Yes,
goes. Yep.
yes, absolutely. So the process for them, for Cubans, then I think was reasonable. Unfortunately, a lot of bad doers spoiled it for everybody. I think after that.
Yes, I know, and I feel sorry for that because people like me, we all get into the same image. So, oh, that's a migrant. It can be a bad person.
Yeah.
So I pay for the bad people basically. Lucky I'm a good guy. People don't know me; they know already. You know, but I mean, when some people look that way, oh, this
Yeah,
is a migrant, it can be a bad person.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's become an issue. There's two ways to go into this country: the right way and the wrong way, and people need to adhere to the laws of the land and come in the right way now. And that's only reasonable. I mean, it is. So
Yep.
let's move on now. After you got your green card, let's go from there. What did we do?
So I was working construction. I get my green card, and I take a year and one day I get it. You apply for the paper a year and one day. It took me about 3 months to get it. So then I continue working construction. On the weekends, I was pressure watching houses as a part time, helping my uncle to take care of the horses, the chicken on his little farm. Then a friend of my dad asked me for trucking and told me, if you get your CDL, I give you a job. That's when I like, well, I love trucking since I was a kid. Let me try my CDL. And I get my CDL, and that's when my trucking started.
And here we are now. Fast forward from that point to this point. Now we're talking what 15, 18, 19 years, something like that.
15 plus.
15 plus. Okay.
Yes.
And you've got that beautiful FLD that's featured in the magazine this month. That's what you're sitting in right now.
Yes, sir.
And you've been to shows and brought it and competed at various shows around the country. In fact, you were at Trucking for Kids one year too, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, I thought I read that you were at Trucking for Kids.
No, not yet. No, not yet.
Where the heck?
So I never been on the West Coast on the show yet. My far West Coast was on Cambridge, Idaho last year.
Okay. Well, I have to go back and read that. I misread that, or I'm just confused, but I thought you were at TFK. Okay. Well, we need to get you there at TFK. So listen, buddy, get you a load and hook up and come on by. All right.
Yes, I will.
That'll be happening in May. But let's talk about some of these shots. And I don't know. So who shot the pictures? Kim, John, you?
Kim take one couple. I take couple too. Yep. Joe will take a couple too.
Right.
That's on. Kim. Kim take that one on my house. I'm like, man, I'm daddy. She said, that's okay. That's what I want you to get to it. I have to say thanks to Kim and John. They are the one that made this interview possible and this article possible. Big thanks to them.
Kim and John are awesome and longtime friends of 10-4. We love them both and appreciate all that they do. But I have to say they help tell your story. It's possible because of what you've done, my friend, and what you've done with yourself since you've been here in this truck. And let's talk about the build, because that's the big story, man. The big story is the build. You did this thing out in your backyard,
on my driveway. Yep,
driveway. Yeah.
and I used to start with the idea, well, let me stretch the chassis. That was my first thought. Oh, let's just stretch the chassis. That's it. And then I removed the axles, and I like, it's everything. I'm gonna keep taking apart. And to one point, I was like, man, are you sure you're gonna get it back? And to one point, I'm thinking that's a lot. I'm going way too far than I was thinking.
John just mentioned that you were a Trucker Choice Award at Iowa last year, Iowa 80. So congratulations for that.
That's a huge honor.
And he's also making sure that Kim gets all the credit here.
Yes, yes, you do.
Good husband, John. You're saving yourself for tonight, buddy. Yeah. So I mean, here you are, kind of. Listen, I've tried to do paint outside like this, and for me, it didn't work. But
no, it's tough. It's tough. It's rough because I got the trees, you got the mosquitoes, you got bugs, so it's tough.
Yes, and this is in Florida, right?
Yes. So when I was doing the chassis, I just finished a primer, rain. So that's why you see me re-sandblasting my whole chassis twice. Because it was raining and I've got nothing to do.
What's the national bird of Florida?
You got me on that one. I don't know.
Mosquito. Bubba probably hit me on that one, but that's true. I'm not lying.
Yeah, you see. So I didn't do the blue paint. I don't have the gift on my hand. Over time, I'm learning. but I don't have the gift of that final code in my hand. So I need more practice.
Okay.
And
Well,
I'm not a welder. I'm not a welder. I'm not.
it got done. That's all that matters, my buddy. Here we go. Inside. Holy crap, dude.
Yes. Oh man, my dad called me on the video, and I was taking apart the Dutch, and my dad told me, "I know that you crazy, but now you get off the hook."
Yeah, right. Yeah, you've gone off
Yes,
the edge there, buddy.
but
Yeah.
it was easy. It looked like a bunch of spaghettis and everything else, but it was easy for me to run the new wire through the factory harness. So if you take my Dutch apart, everything is lined up as a factory harness. So it
I'll
goes
tell you what,
way easy without the plastic.
the rear ends look really good, man. A good job
Yeah,
on them.
thank you.
Yeah. I mean, not that anything else didn't look any less, but they did a good job
No,
on that. So we got the steer axle. You put air on him.
air right on it. Yep, I
Mhm.
get that one out of Fort Say on Joplin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's
Okay.
it's simple. It's mechanical. It's basically manual. One
Yep.
control, you raise the pressure up and down to keep the high level,
Yep.
and that's it. It's simple. I like that. It's simple. It's practical. Oh yeah, that's a long story. The engine. It was easy to get it out, but getting in, the forklift was too hot and it was too heavy. Kind of the backside was tilting. Oh man, it was a
Is that a
nightmare to
Series,
get that
is that
engine
a
in.
Series 60?
Yeah, 060 factory engine.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I use what I got because that's how I grow up. Use
Hey,
what
man.
you got and be creative.
So I'm gonna stop right here just for a second because I got to tell you, dude, I pulled an engine on one of my dump trucks with the Bobcat that I had. You know what a Bobcat is?
Yep.
Yeah. And I had forks that went on the Bobcat, and I had to pull the engine out of the truck with that Bobcat, and it was pretty interesting. You know, you got to learn how to balance, man, because that engine weighed too much, and it wanted to tip that cat over. And but I got it done, got it out of there, did the whole deal, man. And that's you're not lying. You know, that's how it works. You get done what you need to with what you got.
Yeah, I try to don't scratching the engine, not scratching the frame. Make sure nothing get breaking on the processor. Yeah, it was rough, but well,
That looks good right
payback.
there, buddy. That looks real
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, man. Nicely done.
Thank
You
you.
straightened it out. It looks good. Oh
I
yeah,
was
tranny.
yeah, that's a tranny out. Yep, tranny out, and oh man, it was a stuck on the plywood. It was raining. Oh man, another sweaty day.
Hey, brother, let me tell you, when you get to be my age and you look back at this, and you're whatever you're doing when you're my age, you'll be going, how did I ever do that? You know, because that's what I
Yeah.
say a lot. It's it's just amazing what we can do right now. And when you were doing this, and how many years ago was this being built? When was it?
2021.
21. Okay,
2020,
COVID.
2020 during COVID. Yeah, 2020,
Yeah,
2021. Yeah, the truck was
COVID.
out almost a month before Whitewood. Whitewood,
Yeah.
April 2021 was my first truck show.
Well, I was there.
Yep, that's when you told me. You're doing good with the FLD.
Yeah,
That's
man.
when we meet up. Yep, that's when we
Yep.
meet up.
Yep, that was it. Yeah, that's when I ended up with COVID. God. Ugh. Anyway, well, good job, man. She's a beauty, and
Thank you.
I'm glad that we found you, and that Kim was able to put the story together and tell it and share it and get it into the magazine. Look at that. Here we go. The interior. All right.
I love my interior. I love how my dash is set up and my retro steering wheel. I love it. That was the first thing that I buy for this truck when I decided to get part, the steering wheel. I see then I'm like, man, I love remember the old trucks. I'm like, yep.
I want to go back to that dash shot because maybe Kim's got one for us or Dan's got it of the whole dash. But
On the dash, as you can see, I add one or two switches, the 2 gauges, the 3 toggle switch next to the cruise control. I add everything on it. So I take it apart, went to a buddy of mine, room of welding. I close the holes, open new ones with aluminum weld to make sure everything looked like a factory setup. But none of the last 2 switches on the right, the 3 toggle switches on the bottom, the emblems on it, and the 2 gauges, nothing on those was there. So I add everything on that corner.
Nice.
And everything is functional.
Very nice. Nicely done. Looks clean. Looks good, man. Little blue.
Yep.
And there is you. Now, what show was this? Was this Iowa
That
80?
was Iowa 80. That photo belonged to Joe Ubo. He's the one that took that picture. He's a good buddy of mine from Jersey. That
Hey,
was Trucker Choice, first place on Walking Bobtail 98 and Order, and third place on Polish and Detail.
I got a couple of comments here. Our good friend Brandon Chase says, Ree-koh, Brando, say your semi truck is really sick, bad monster, my best friend. So say hello to my friend Brandon, would you, Ree-koh?
Hey, Brandon. Thank you.
Right on. And Dennis Mitchell, Dennis, you're not kidding, man. Yeah, the right tools. It's not the right tools, Dennis. It's the right people, man. It's like we're not supposed to be doing that stuff no more, man. So either way, if you can still do it, I think that's the trick. That's all of it right there.
And I'm still fixing it because I do all my maintenance. This truck never see a chop.
That's awesome, man.
I fix everything, every single thing. The only part that I don't do is rebuild my engine. The rest is done by me.
That's amazing, and I'll tell you that's and Dennis Mitchell, who I just was talking about, he's another one that's kind of like that too. I mean, guys that can do that, I was one of them. We have an advantage over a lot of fellas that can't because we can save ourselves a lot of money by not having to put a truck in the shop. I mean, ideally, that's if we can get the truck in and out and back on the road. Now, sometimes, you know, you may run into something and it's going to be, well, I'm going to shut down.
Unexpected, yes.
Or am I going to put it in the shop and have it done so I can get it done and get it out? Fortunately for me, I was able to do things. I mean, you know, burn the candle at both ends and work all night long to get, you know, to the load the next day. And, you know, you do what you gotta do.
Same way. I changed my turbo 2023 sometime, midway of 2023, my turbo blow up, coming down from North Carolina with a little storm for my customer. And I called my customer, his name is Kenny, say, Kenny, don't worry, I got a spare turbo. As soon as my engine cooled down, I changed it. And that's what I did. I pull over the truck stop, let it cool down for a couple hours, take the turbo out, put a new one, bam, run to Florida. Next day at noon, I was in Florida delivery.
Awesome. Got a shout out to you here. Your little buddy Carson says hi, Ree-koh.
Oh, hey, buddy. That's a good buddy.
Yeah. There, you know, you can go back and read all this, all the comments and stuff later, because as soon as this is done, it'll be on our Facebook page and available for viewing as well as our YouTube channel and X. So if anybody's out there and you guys are the, you know, formerly known as Twitter people, then it's on there as well. You know, I was excited when people started telling me, and Gary Jones and Kim and John and Dan and a few other folks, you know, all chimed in and said, you got to talk to this guy. And I said, you know what? I think you're right. You know, after hearing everything that they had to say, and I'm glad we did. I'm glad we were able to get together and share your story with everybody here on Studio 10-4 Live. Ree-koh, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I want to say, thank God for all the blessings. Thanks God. Thanks America for letting me be part of this country. And thank you for all of you guys on the trucking. So the people are watching at home now, the people are on the highways right now, to everybody to ever approach to me or say hi to me or wave me on the highway, thank you. Anytime that somebody wave to me, it made my day. So thank you to every single one of you guys. I have many names. So if I say one name, I guess they're going to be all night. Say name and then name by name, or the people that have to be 10-4. So thanks to all of you guys for making this possible. It's a blessing for me.
You got a lot of compliments in here tonight, and I can see why. And amen to all you said. And I 100% agree. Hey, where are we going to see Ree-koh next? Where are you going to be popping in at?
Hopefully, I always say hopefully, I will be on mat. So I had to clean the truck very well to be on mat, because mat is mat. So you got to be clean.
Yep. You're 100%
so
right.
Then from there, I would try to hit new shows 2025 that I never been into it, and shows that I like, to be honest. So I want to be trucking and showing at the same time, like I did 23, 24, 25. If God and life, allow me, I will continue doing this for the longest I can.
Yeah, I amen to that too, man. Do what you love and be good at it. And you know what, dude? I got to say this because our guy Dan the man, Dan Lenz, he is a FLD Freightliner guy, so he loves your truck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I do too, man. I do too. I'm not the Freightliner guy, but and I'll be straight up, honest about it. I love the look of those FLDs on the outside. It's when usually you open the door and go in the cab, and it just depends on what a guy's done in there, whether it's going to be cool or not. And you did a good job, Ree-koh. It looks
Thank
cool.
you, sir.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. People are asking, of course, where you're going to be and when you're going to be at Iowa. You're going to be at Matt's right now, maybe Matt's. We'll
Yes.
see what happens and anywhere else. Do you have a Facebook account and everything?
Facebook use my name. I don't do too much trucking on Facebook, but yeah,
Okay.
Facebook use my name and last name, and I do Instagram as a little blue FLD.
Oh, well, there you go. So that's where we want to send people. So if you want to find Ree-koh and the little blue FLD, then go to Instagram and check him out. That's his handle, and see what's going on and where he's at and what he's up to, as well as, of course, I'm sure we'll have you checking in with us every now and then too, man.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Where are you at tonight?
Orlando, I just put fuel, waiting to get this conversation, and now go to a pub car, hook my trailer, and go to Jacksonville for tomorrow morning delivery.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to let you get on with that so you can get to making some money and quit wasting time jawing with me. But
no, hey, it's a pleasure and an honor for me in doing this. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Thank you,
man. Congratulations. Not everybody makes the cover, but there's a lot of great features in this magazine. And I'll tell you, when it comes to a cover, there's only 12. There's one a month. It's tough, but not are any of these trucks that are feature stories any less than a cover truck. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless, my friend. Take care.
God bless you too. Take care.
All right.
You too, guys. Bye.
All right, everybody. Our friend Ree-koh Gravean, and was wonderful to hear his story. And everybody stick around, man, because I got more show here still. Before we go, we got just a few minutes here before we got to shut her down. But it's so true what I just said to him. There are only 12 covers a year, and there's so many stories that are told in 10-4 magazine. Don't ever think for any minute that or second that your story is any less than. Covers are very coveted and very special because there's so few of them, and there's so many stories to definitely tell out there. And I want all you guys to know that it's not easy sometimes to make a choice on who does make the cover and who doesn't. But all of you feature guys, your story is very valuable, and it's every bit as good, and we appreciate it every bit as much too. So, all right, listen, speaking of featured stories, wait a minute. What do we got going on in this edition, the March 2025? We like to call it our Matt's PKY Mid-America edition. First of all, on the cover, Mr. Bobby Vaz will be in here next week, next Wednesday. So everybody looking forward to having Bobby in on the show, and we'll be getting the lowdown on what it was like getting that setup that he's got on the March edition going to Mid-America this year, what it was like getting that cover shot done and the whole experience. So definitely looking forward to that. Couple of other things we want you to check out besides all of the stories that are in here. I'm going to start with this one first. Live from Louisville. This is a great article that Dan wrote, and I got to say, editor's choice for March. It tells the story of how this whole live stream thing kind of came together for us, and how it took place. And I'll just kind of short story at Reader's Digest, if you will. When Facebook announced that we were able to do the live stream, I showed up with my phone and a mic and started talking to people, and it went from there. There's some, great shots in here. Myself and the boss man, Brian Martin, who we used to start the Thursday, the first day of the show every year inside the North Wing. That's where we were every Thursday. Now, some things have changed, and Brian's not doing that with us anymore, at least maybe he will this year. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to talk to him about it yet, but I'd love to get him back. And throughout, the years, different scenes, different looks. And there's Mario from Mario's Performance Diesel, and Mario. We look forward to seeing him in May at Trucking for Kids. He will be there. I've had a confirmation from him on that, and I think this might have been either last year or year before. This was the year before last. That was a couple years ago. Big Rig Barbie, of course. Love that gal. Just a lot of energy, a lot of fun. And that was a shot from a couple of years ago. This was in the West Wing, if I'm not mistaken. And now that's no longer a part of the show. They've moved it over to the South Wing, which is fine. I think that's great. So good job on doing that. Outside at the PKY, Paul K. Young Truck Beauty Championship, talking to guys and featuring trucks. I mean, that's what the live streams are all about. They're all about the trucks, the truckers, who's competing out there, what's going on. And of course, since last year now with the Big Rig Build Off, that's a big part of what we do there too. My partner there, Adam Frick, of course, showed up a couple of years in a row with us out there. And 1 year, we decided to bring Studio 10-4 live on the road and do the studio there with a green screen. And it was a lot of fun. And we had a good time doing that, talking to people, competitors, advertisers, friends of 10-4, you name it. There was a lot going on there, and it was a lot of fun. I really had a good time doing that. A lot of work. In fact, here's something. There's a story that I'm not sure if we told the story in here when Dan wrote it, but that year when we had the green screen going on, the power went out at the show. I mean, gone, completely gone. There was nothing. It was pitch black dark inside the building. We are the only ones that had lights on because our studio is completely self-contained and battery. So we don't have any power. We don't need any power. And the show, it went on. And while we're talking and having that particular segment go on, it was hilarious, man. Fade to black right there at Matt's. And that's happened a couple of times at that show where the power goes out because of a storm or something. I mean, we've had evacuations over there with, lightning or fire or something. I don't know, different things that have gone on. And then of course, everybody gets escorted out and escorted back in and nothing happened. There was no emergency. So false alarms on all occasions. This is our guys, if I'm not mistaken, Elizabeth Truck Center. Yeah. How about that, man? Those guys are characters. I miss those guys. They were a lot of fun. Bruce Mallinson. So there's a lot going on in here. Be sure and check it all out. This is live from Louisville. Great story that Dan wrote about the progression of what we've done over the years and how it's taken shape. And as well, if you're an advertiser and you want to get in as a sponsor for the live streams, yeah, Dennis, you were there, buddy. That's right. You were in that picture. And we just kept shooting the live stream. If you want to advertise with us in Mid-America at Louisville, get a hold of me, John at 104magazine.com, and I will get you hooked up. We have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I will start filling those spots up really quick. One more little nugget. And not that there's, not plenty more stories to be told in here. And you can go in and check them all out right here on 104magazine.com. All things digital. And this is, kind of a little bit of just a who's who in 10-4. It's a deal that we've been doing now for, 6-8 months, something like that. Stephanie Haas, the diesel addict, gives me a call, as she does everybody, to put this together and make it happen. And then Dan puts his finishing touches on it and gets all the pictures together and puts it all together. But great job again, Dan. This picture, when I first saw it, I had to laugh my ass off. The reason is because here's all this gear, and we get this little midget rodent of a Jeep. I forget what they called this version, but anyway, it was hilarious. And that's everything you're looking at right there. That's just mine and Adam's, all of our gear for Studio 10-4. It doesn't even include all the luggage and everything else we got to put into this thing, you know? So anyway, good job, Stephanie. Good job, Dan, on putting this together. GBATS will be there back at GBATS this year, coming up in September. Some of the gang there at a 10-4 dinner get together. Rich Burkett, John Murray, John, Kim, Jed, myself, Tim, Stephanie, Paul, and oh God, I'm gonna shoot myself here in a second. Help me out, guys. Why am I not being able to think here? It's too late in the afternoon and my brain is fading. I'll come back to that, but we'll definitely. I knew I should have gone through and named everybody. Oh well. Anyway, good job. And one of my favorite pictures in here, and that's from Matt's. That's us pushing Eric's gut back in. I think that was the request to make his gut go away and not be featured in the picture. But Big E back in the day, man, that wasn't all that long ago. Probably 2018 sounds probably right for that photo, somewhere in there. Yeah, man. Anyways, a lot of good stuff in there. Good story. You know, shots here. Here we go. This is one of my favorites too, right here, and that's the cover from back in the day, man, back in 2003. And I've got let's see here, Frank Strohmeyer and Paul. I forget Paul's last name. That's I was trying to remember, and I couldn't remember if I had Paul's name in there or not. But anyway, Frank Strohmeyer down there on the end in that photo that I had to stumble over. Rob Beers there, and I'm not sure who's over here. I can't get a full view of who that is, but Tim, of course, right there, and maybe April was there taking the shot. I don't know. Good times, guys. Good times. So I look forward to seeing everybody again, of course, at Matt's. And there's Dan and I trying to break out. I think that was at Matt's there. We were in between buildings. Used to have to walk through the stables and all this crap to get over to the show truck lot, out of the north wing, through the west wing, and around here and there. It was quite a detour deal. But now it's not like that at all. Don't need to do it. It's a straight shot. So from our booth, literally, we are the furthest of the north end of the show, all the way down. Just it's like a big giant midway now, all the way down straight. Walk it. You're at the other end of the show at the south wing, which is now incorporating everybody that was in the west wing. They're now in the south wing. So that's what's happening at Mid-America. All right, everybody, listen, I got to sign the heck out of here. Thanks again for hanging out. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I saw Eric Hill and Joe and Robbie. Good to see you in the show here. Wesley, yeah, no kidding, buddy. Joe, good to have you on here. Douglas, thank you. Jeff Parker, I saw you in here earlier, buddy. I don't know if you're still with me or not, but thanks for tuning in. Love the old school hat. And of course, Trucking for Kids. We're definitely getting that rolling. You guys need to make sure you get pre-registered for Trucking for Kids. So Chandler, for tomorrow, get that done. But that's this weekend. Start thinking further ahead and get ahead of it and get yourself signed up for Trucking for Kids. First 200 are going to get the bonus bucket. After that, you're just getting signed up. But the first 200, you're going to get the bonus bucket with all the cool stuff in it. And it's stuff that you guys can use every single day on your trucks and while you're driving, going from load to load to load. So keep the shiny side up. I'll look forward to seeing everybody this weekend down in Chandler at Firebird. Look for me this weekend to be streaming to you, live stream from Chandler, and we'll be streaming to our Facebook and our YouTube page. That's 10-4 Magazine, YouTube and Facebook pages. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot, Ree-koh. Thank you, buddy. And of course, everybody down at Chandler, look out. I'm going to be on my way tomorrow. Till then, we'll see you next Wednesday. No show tomorrow. No show. Well, we'll have a show Friday, but no show tomorrow because I'm going to be on the road. Okay. All right, y'all. Take care.